Hello,
It's
Brian.
acting weird again.
Yep, your camera is completely black.
It's acting very, very weird again. Is it?
Yeah, I can't see you.
I'm on. I'm on. I'm on.
Oh, now it's just me.
Dear.
Now we swapped. No, it's still black.
How's that?
Yeah,
Still black. What's
I can
going
hear you.
on? Can you hear me?
Just can't see you. Oh, there we go. I can see you now.
What is going on? That's weird.
Yeah, and it's not
What is
in
going on?
line. I don't know. It's like there's a huge delay between your voice and your camera now.
Really?
Oh, now it's fine.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. It was acting I gotta message Melon tomorrow to find out because there seems to be a delay going on. Like last week, it was last week too. This video seems to be delaying on my end, so it's pausing. But when I'm looking up on another screen and watching the video, it's fine.
Yeah, that's weird.
So maybe I should uninstall this and reinstall it again and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe.
It's acting weird. So you know what? Like we always say, it's not a show unless there's something wrong.
Best way to hide it. Yeah, best way to hide behind it. Just we do it on purpose. There you go. We do it deliberately.
Yeah, I don't think we do it. Well, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we're here, we're on, we're live, we're ready to go. We got a great guest today. I'm looking forward to speaking to Mason from Mjc Paranormal, and we'll bring him on in a few minutes. So I need to find out like we always do, what's going on with Lex this week or this past week. I always say this week. It should be this
You
past
do, yeah. Well, not a lot. I've had to push back. I was supposed to be doing the house investigation this week, and it's been postponed because there's a potential chance that we'll be locking down for 2 weeks just after Christmas. So I'm waiting to find out what's going on that front. So it continues again.
Yeah.
But that's it. Just trying to see what's going on with this. That's all I've done this week.
Yeah, you know what? We've and you obviously went to the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
From what you tell me.
Oh, it was incredible. I absolutely loved it.
Was it? But you're a big fan of the comic book stuff, so that's why.
Yeah. I mean, I have an
Now,
Avengers tattoo.
with me not being a huge comic book. Oh, well, there you go. So, is there still a delay going on, or am I fine?
Oh, yeah, heavy delay. And you're cutting in and out.
Oh, Lord. What is going on? Oh, dear. I don't even know where to begin with this. So, I don't even know what to do. There's nothing to help me not delay. Anyways, we're going to have to go on with the show. It sucks, but, what am I supposed to do?
Hopefully it will just
There's not
off.
much I can do about it. So, yeah. Okay, well, with me, a lot went on this week. A lot with Parapost. We added the advertising to Parapost last week, and for some reason, when we added it, it broke other things within the site. So we are having problems within the site, and so that was being fixed all week, and it just caused one problem after another. People couldn't upload pictures, people couldn't do this, people couldn't do that. It just, I was ready to, pack it all in and say it's not worth it with all this stress. It's really not worth it. And yeah, but got over that hump. Jordan fixed everything and everything's back on track. So, but the thing is, I'm going to be adding another feature this week or next week.
So what's it
going to
see break?
What happens then? So we're adding the feature of language.
What's okay, that? Cool. I said, what's it going to break?
Yeah, what's it going to break? For sure.
But yeah, the language thing's cool. That's a really cool option.
Yeah, there's a huge. Yeah, there's a huge delay going on right now, and I don't know what's going on here.
Whoever's in the chat,
So,
is it delaying for
of
you
course
as well?
there is. You're not delayed. I'm hearing you right off the bat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so there's a huge delay. So it's going to be one of those shows, I think. And so I think what I'm going to do, Lex, I'm going to let you carry the show today. Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Because there's no delay on your end at all. It's my end for some reason. Okay?
Yeah, no worries.
So let's bring up Mason, and you guys can talk, and I will intervene, and you guys can talk. Okay?
Yeah, have you just read the comment in the chat?
Cool.
Yeah. But did you just read the chat? Read the chat.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's well.
That's exactly what's going on.
I'll introduce. This is Mason from Mjc
Who said
Paranormal.
that? Oh, that's Eldon. That's Eldon.
Oh, hello, Eldon.
Yeah.
Boom. What's up? What's up?
How's it going there, buddy? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Lex, what's up, Brian? You are delayed a little bit, but hey, I can understand you, brother. So y'all shoot away.
He's just going to be the silent partner. It looks like for a little while, which is good because he never shuts up normally.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
And the squeaking noise behind me, unfortunately, my wife has got to finish this load of clothes. So that's my washing machine.
I think my washing machine was going off last week, so it's all good. It's all good. Well, seeing as I've not really met you, I haven't met you before, so this is a really cool opportunity for me to meet you, and for the guys in the chat and who watch the show to meet you as well. I just want to first of all thank you for coming on the show. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Usually is, but I want to dive straight into this. Obviously, all three of us are paranormal investigators. And one thing I like to find out from everyone is where their beginning is, where it started, because everyone has a different tale. So how did you get into the paranormal?
Well, my story is very old. It started when I was a child. And you might think I'm crazy for what I'm about to say, but it's the truth.
Try me.
I speak the truth and I stand on the truth, but here's the truth. Ever since I was a little kid, I had special abilities, gifts, and I had dreams of spirits would come to me as a kid and talk to me and show me things through my mind. And then at 6 years old, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I was abducted, okay? And I didn't see no spaceship. I didn't see no aliens or anything like that, but I was taken out of my home and put a mile behind my house in the cow pasture. And I was in my underwear. I mean, I was naked. It was like raining. And I was looking up at the tree line and a blue flash of light happened. And then immediately I was took back to my home. And ever since then, and by the way, I was muddy and wet, and I had mud and water all over my bed sheets, my room. I got my ass tore up the next day by my mama because she thought I was in the yard playing, and at nighttime in the rain and stuff, and that was not the case. So I was actually took from my home. And ever since that has happened, it has intensified my abilities. I don't know why, but it has, and I'm letting the spirits tell my story. I'm working on a new video now that's going to prove my abilities to a degree. I'm going to prove that I can actually hear and see, and these spirits are talking to me. I got an EVP of a woman, and then right after that, I said, I feel a woman around me right now. And I just backed that up,
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome, y'all. I've been dealing with this for many years. I've been an actual paranormal investigator almost 17 years. So I've been doing it for a long time.
Oh, I mean, that's definitely a one of a kind experience that we've had on the show so far. That's very out there. I can see that's probably a tough one for people to kind of get their head round.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I believe it because I'm a big believer in
Am I still
up there. So,
am I still delayed?
A little bit, but we
Yeah.
can hear you. You're clear.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm still delayed, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Go on.
Oh,
Come on.
dear.
But hey, I do want to add, and you can look this stuff up. You know, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm actually letting the spirits tell my story through my videos because I need that. Who's going to believe a man that comes up with these stories and ain't got no proof? So the spirits is my proof of who I am and what I can do. But I am an earth angel. I don't know if you have ever heard of that, but if you look it up,
No.
yeah, it's a very true thing. It has to do with reincarnation. And I know what I am for a fact. I've been seeing things and stuff has been happening ever since I was a child. I should have done this a long time ago, but everything happens in due time, and I guess it's time. So, and people's listening. People's actually listening. They're seeing this evidence that I'm bringing to the table with their own eyes. They hear what the spirits are saying. You know, not everybody can get good evidence like this. There's very few people that can bring true paranormal evidence unlike anything that they have ever seen. Very few of us. And I believe a couple of them's here. I've watched some of Brian's videos and the EVPs, the stuff that was coming through. The one that you was walking through the tunnel with a group of people, I heard that, man. That was freaking solid, dude. I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. So it's not just me, people, bringing this evidence, this crisp, that no one can sit there and say it's fake. I mean, you can't just fake stuff like this. You know what's fake and what's not.
Yeah, I think once you watch a few videos, you can kind of get the gist, can't you? Yeah.
You know what's fake. And I mean, like, it's a shame that that's happening. And that's one of the big reasons why I'm here. I hate people that disrespect the spirit world. And not just the spirit world, but the people that love the supernatural. It's like slapping us completely in the face, because when they get busted, and they will get busted, it always happens.
Mm-hmm.
Then it reflects back on the real ones, which is us, true paranormal investigators. And then the people that's watching them and us, they're automatically going to label us as fakes too, you know?
Yeah, I completely understand. Me and Brian are no strangers to calling it out on here.
That's why I'm here, y'all. That's why I'm here, because I feel like I was given these gifts for a reason. And I believe I was given them because the people needs to see something solid, something that they can't say it's CGI. They can't say it's fake. They can't say anything but be in awe about what they're seeing on the TV screen. And let me tell you something. The stuff that I witnessed, the other people around me on these investigations also see it and hear it and witness it also. So I got people that will be my witnesses, and I'm going to witness to y'all.
Well, I think this is one of the hard things about being in this line of work, because of the amount of people that do fake it. I don't think we're ever going to get 100% engagement with people because of that. So I agree that it is a slap in the face, and it drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me nuts. I mean, I've called out people before.
Where there's a beginning, there's always an end.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, in this case, hopefully it all dies off. But yeah, it's good. I mean, very similar thing with I've got to try. I remember this because Brian get this right. So these gifts sort of similar to what Brian spoke about on the show before, where Brian is, if you don't know, is a sensitive. Is that correct, Brian? And if I'm getting it right, if I remember correctly, you can see them, can't you, Brian? Like or you can see a figure, but you can't make out the details, if I'm correct. So it seems very similar.
Yes.
In a way that you both share a certain gift, and I agree that it must be for a reason. I do agree. I'm quite jealous of it. I wish I could do that. I just have to rely on my techniques and hopefully find them. But it is how does it make you feel knowing that you have? Well, how did it make you feel when you first realized you had a gift in this kind of manner that you do?
At a young age, when I've always seen things, but I was scared. It's sensitive. I was scared to sleep in the dark. I always had to sleep with my lights on. These spirits will literally come to me and show themselves. They will speak to me out loud. Like I will be sitting there almost asleep, and then all of a sudden someone's saying my name. Or something will move in my room. So, I mean, it was scary. And still, as a grown man, it's still scary because, I mean, you're dealing with ghosts. We're dealing with something, and it could be something else. You know, there is demonic spirits in this world. It's everybody knows that. So what we're dealing with, we truly don't understand it. We won't understand it until we're actually out of this flesh and living the life that they live. I believe that they're all very intelligent creatures of this world. I believe that they have always really been here. I think that they were once alive, and that might be human, but I believe in the old world too, like the days of the giants, the Nephilim. And I believe a lot of these spirits that we're dealing with, not all, because there's different types of spirits. The Bible tells us so. But some of them are very evil, okay? They're very evil, and it's nothing to play with. And see, that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because there's a lot of children getting involved with this stuff now. A lot of kids, innocent children, playing the Ouija board, dabbling in stuff that they have no business dabbling in, and they don't understand it. So I've been studying this stuff for many, many years, and I want to show the world that this spirit world is real. There's things in it, and there's laws, there's boundaries that the human eye can't see. But those that has ability, that has a chance to be able to connect the flesh with the spirit, they need to come out of hiding now and join me and join Brian. Things is about to change with the spirit world, especially the evidence, because I'm sick of seeing fakery. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm here too.
I agree. I think one of the things, when I had my first encounter with something, I was 17. I've told the story a few times. I saw like eyes, red and yellow eyes peering through a black mass inside of a building during the day in an abandoned hospital or an insane hospital. So it took me 10 years to actually get a camera and equipment and go and do this stuff. Because what I did is I researched it by watching videos. And when I found all these fake ones, I was really angry to a degree, because I was trying to find an answer to something that happened to me, and it wasn't being helped by it. And then I found channels, like when I started, I think I found Brian is one of the first people I found. And through Brian, I found all these legitimate channels to look at and work my way through. So I do agree that it's good. That this is why I do it, is to prove that, because the thing, that's what we're trying to do, is prove it. This is all we're trying to do. All we're doing.
That's it. Then there's no harm in it. And let me tell you, I have come across people that literally think that we are devil worshipers, and some probably are. But there's a lot of us that's not, okay? And we're doing this because I approach this biblically because it is biblical. It really is. We're dealing with the supernatural, the spirit world. It's biblical. And I'm proving that. Listen to what the spirits is telling us. We got to listen to what they're saying. I mean, and what they have been saying here lately is mind-blowing, y'all. It's mind-blowing, and it's changing everything. I can't wait for this to actually reach thousands and thousands of people, because it's going to change their lives. I talk to people every day that watch the evidence that's coming out, and they're asking me questions, and I'm sure you too, Brian and Lex, y'all get the same thing, and it's just amazing that we're changing people's mindset on the spirit world, because you got these movies that just scare people. You got people out there faking stuff that's just really freaking scary. People are scared to walk in the woods at nighttime anymore. Because it's not just ghosts, it's Bigfoot, it's aliens, it's all this stuff is just being faked, and it's real, y'all. It's the real deal. I know Bigfoot's real because I have had the chance to see that creature 4 times, and I'm actually going to be doing videos on it. I had 4 close encounters, and my wife and her mother was in one of them, one of the closest encounters. So, I mean, I got witnesses. I've communicated with Bigfoot in Georgia quite a few times, and they do respond back through knocking and grunting and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing.
Interesting.
I believe that they talk telepathically too. And that's another thing, Brian, if you got gifts, I believe that you do. You can also connect with these creatures like Bigfoot and stuff like that telepathically. I talk to the spirits like, okay, say I'm doing my YouTube video on my investigation. I might not be saying it, but I am communicating through my mind with these spirits, and they do talk back.
Interesting.
Your delay is gone, Brian, so you can take the next question.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I've been sitting here itching to talk. I can't be quiet for longer than 5 minutes. It's impossible. It's impossible. Well, that's really interesting. And, Mason, it's funny you say that, because I've actually thought the same thing. And when I do my spirit box, when I do my SB7, I've been told, because yes, I have those abilities of seeing them, and I can't see facial features, but I can tell if it's a male or female by feeling. Yeah. Okay. But I've actually been told the reason that I get so much communication through the SB7 is because they know I can't hear them, and that's why they communicate through the SB7. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a video I'm working on right now that I did the SB7 several times in the church. The amount of responses, intelligent responses I got through the SB7 is absolutely incredible. Literally, I said at the beginning, I said, "What is my name? I've been here too many times for you not to know my name." And it said Brian twice on the SB7. And then later on during the SB7, I asked how many spirits are in here, and it literally said 44.
Yeah,
it's just incredible the amount of, and you were talking about the Blue Ghost Tunnel earlier, the amount of EVPs that I capture on the microphone and the SB7 are just absolutely incredible. And I've actually had people reach out to me and say, "Come on, you're putting that stuff in there." No, I'm not. I'm not doing it, and I'll send you the raw footage.
That's what I tell them. And matter of fact, I even thought about setting a camera behind me while I go live, where people can actually see. I bring up Vamora and let them see how I edit these videos, and let them see firsthand in my bar that this shit is legit. Excuse my French. This is like 100% real, y'all.
Yeah. Is shit a French word? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But like, it's just amazing. And I've said this before to you, Lex, and we've talked about it on the show. I think within the last year, there's been a lot more evidence captured than, like, let's say 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Your K2 meters are going off a lot more. Your SB7's going off a lot more. You're getting intelligent responses, because you said it earlier, Mason, that some of the evidence that I've captured in my videos has been absolutely incredible. Some of the responses that I'm getting are amazing. And somebody brought up a theory, I think it was either last week's show or the week before, that they think because there's so much waves going through the air right now, like with 5G and satellite and everything like that, that's why spirits are able to communicate a lot easier now than, like, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And it's just incredible. And I like the fact that you don't show it on your videos, because I've watched your videos, and you're not talking about how you're talking to them within yourself. And I find that really interesting. And that's the exact reason why we do this show, is because we get to learn more about the person that we don't see on the videos.
I can't say what I'm saying on my videos right now. like if I just started off, listen, there's a reason for everything that I do. There's a reason how I started YouTube, how I done the beginning, and there will be a reason when I do the end. I have to come out with this stuff slowly. I can't just bust all this stuff on the table. People will literally think you're insane, and they won't subscribe. They will run right past you. So I came with this real slowly. And there's a lot that I have not said. I know why we're getting more responses. I know why. And it's the signs of the times.
Yeah.
You got volcanic eruptions happening all over this world. You're having earthquakes in various places. All over this world, you're having holes opening up in the earth all over this world, and land is splitting apart. Why? Because there is a planetary system that comes through every 6,000 years, and it's called Nibiru. And it has a planet with it called Nemesis, and they have moons. And the gravitational pull from that planet to our planet is messing with it's like magnets. You know what I'm saying? The gravitational pull, it's pulling it, and it's causing the change. It's causing, like, we had the ice age. The Bible says that will never happen again, and the flood would never happen again, but it will happen with fire. Okay. The veil is thin. It's real thin, and that's the cause of man. We use our vehicles are destroying it every day. Okay. Hairspray cans, all that stuff is killing our ozone layer. So that is like the boundaries between the heavenly, like, we're in heaven right now. There's different layers of heaven. We're actually in the first heaven, where the fall of Lucifer happened. He didn't go to hell. He went to earth, and he's here. Okay.
Wow.
All of his
It's an interesting perspective you got. Definitely some very, very interesting perspectives that we could definitely talk probably forever about.
Yeah.
But we should move on. Lex, did you ask? You've just asked the origin story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mason, why don't you tell us this? What was your latest investigation, and what's your next investigation coming up?
Oh, I film in advance, so I have tons and tons of investigations that I have to put on YouTube. When I go out, my brother, he ain't my brother like blood
Yeah,
wise, but spiritually, he's my brother, and his father is too. Jonathan Myers and Pete, his father, and then we got Austin Paranormal. He's got a little thing called Phantom Minds. He is great, and he's in the Army. So we just get calls and just get hooked up, and when it comes, it just comes, and it comes every week, y'all. We do about 4 to 5 investigations in 2 days.
Oh,
we
wow.
get up, we will get up Saturday, drink our coffee, eat, get ready, go out, and we won't get done till the next day.
Wow.
I'm serious. That's how serious I am.
How many videos do you have on the shelf right now?
Oh, probably about 15.
Wow. So what's your next investigation? Why don't you tell us that?
Well, I'm putting out part 2. I'm actually working on it right now, and this video it's going to blow your minds. This is at a museum, and it's actual museum, y'all. It's huge. Awesome stuff in it. Native American artifacts, military weapons, all kinds of stuff's in this place, and a lot of dead folks' belongings is in this place. And it is known to be haunted. The lady walks around with us on part 1, explains everything, talks about the sightings and her own personal experiences in this place. I actually call movement poltergeist activity on this video some of the clearest EVPs I've ever called. I asked a question, they speak to me right through my camera. I mean, like, and then I come to this one room by myself. It's pitch dark. I'm walking through this thing alone, and all of a sudden this thing starts walking around me, and it's not just walking around me, it's pushing something huge right in front of me. Like, I don't know what it was pushing, but it was dragging straight across the daggum ground. I can't see nothing, but you can hear the walking and you can hear the dragging, and there's nobody in this place with me, man.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. So definitely sound there was a time when I really was getting into doing a lot of investigations, and there was like a time where I had like 12, 15 videos on the shelf. I don't know, it just seems to now I only have like 3 or 4 on the shelf.
Well, I build school buses, electric school buses for a living.
Yeah.
And so I started at the plant, and I have been working a lot getting these buses built. I'm the machine tech, so I'm running the computers, the pressers, and all that good stuff. If you see a school bus, I probably have built it. Or help build it. So I've been working, y'all. I have been working, and it's good to have this type of content ready to go, because I can't always be out there every single week. There will be times where, hey, I got to have a week or 2 to myself, because I work nights, and I go in, I put in 12 hours lifting steel every single day. Wow. And it's, and plus I'm a paranormal investigator. But listen, with this job, it's opening up big things. I'm getting a battleship again. BRYAN-JON, if you can come, please come, because this ship is super haunted. It's a battleship.
Is that the battleship? What's that called? Battleship called again?
It's the it's the USS Navy Fleet battleship, North Carolina. It was actually in the war. 2,400 people lost their life on this ship.
Yeah, wow.
Not including the babies.
I don't know about you, Lex, but I'd love to go on a battleship and just.
100%. I'd love to do it.
These spirits, let me tell y'all, when I investigated it, and I'm not shitting you, this is what happened. All through the ship, they will be talking to you out loud. We all hear it. It's not just me hearing this stuff. We are all experiencing it, and there's like 5 of us there. They're talking to us, and you go down. Like, there's like 11 floors on this ship. So the further you go down, the hotter, like, it gets still and you're having to dodge the engines and all that stuff, and it is pitch dark. Like you can't see nothing. And then they start talking to you and you start seeing these white aura things just passing in front of you, spirits. And I caught it on video, y'all, and I did not label it. I caught full body apparitions in this ship on video wearing their uniforms and stuff, clear as day. And I didn't see it because on my computer screen it's small, but when you put it on my big screen, you're like, oh my God. And nobody knows about this stuff because I didn't label it.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. That ships are something definitely I'd love to do. I know I'd love to do.
I will pay.
Yeah, I would love to do the Queen Mary. That's one ship I'd love to do. You know,
and that will happen.
Yeah,
that is going to happen, and I'm wanting to do the Conjuring House where it all began. I want to do it in a way that I want to do it by myself in the dark, and I want to be able to do it for at least 2 hours walking through the Conjuring House by myself with my greatest weapon, my camera, maybe a K2 meter. You know, I'm simple. I get good responses with what I got. I am working on a harness where I will have my stationary camera. I can control it with my hands, but it has a balancer. And then I'm going to have a camera looking at me and then a camera looking behind me where I ain't got to be messing with it with my hands if I don't want to. So
wow.
I want to get some evidence and put it on the table for the world to see that's real, and I can back that up.
Yeah. Definitely, you definitely have a mission. Your mission is to show the evidence.
Yeah, that's what we do, you know.
So what were you going to say, Lex?
I was going to say, well, that little bit there just led me perfectly into the next question, which is really, really good, really good way with your weapon being your camera and K2. What's your favorite equipment to use then? If we took the camera off the table, we don't usually include that in the question, but what's the one piece of equipment that you're always going to go for? It's always in your bag. It's always the first one to grab. Which one would it be?
Besides my camera?
Yeah, we don't tolerate camera as the answer for this one.
It's the connection that the man or the woman has, and when they make that connection with your equipment, like my camera or whatever else, the spirit, a person that's gifted can, how do I do it? It's almost like that they're going to talk through the equipment that I'm holding. You understand what I'm saying, Brian? It's
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Me being gifted, and I'm not bragging or anything, I'm just speaking the facts, the truth. I don't know if it's because of my gifts that they can do this, or is it just they can do it with whatever they want to do it with. But I have noticed people that just have someone filming them, they really don't get the stuff that a person gets with actual holding their equipment and their camera. But my go-to equipment would be like a spirit box.
That's a good one. I like the spirit box. I kind of wanted to say, like, that's almost like we've had this answer similarly before, where someone said themselves was their favorite equipment to bring with them. So that's sort of, but I mean, they didn't say they had a gift. They were just me. I'm the equipment. I'm the best tool to use.
And
but in your case, it's a bit more of a great tool because you have a gift. So I think I've got the gist of that. So if it wasn't the camera and the K2, you and your gifts is something that you consider as a piece of equipment, really, then would you?
I have been, not all my stuff is on video. There's stuff that I take notes. That's the difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal investigator. I'm there to learn myself. I don't know everything. I know it all. It's impossible to know everything about the supernatural and paranormal. Nobody will, like I said, until we actually are there ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will. There's investigations that I've done, and I've done a lot of them with no camera, with nothing, just me and maybe my wife, and we sit there and talk. And the spirits will do things more. A lot of them don't want no cameras there. That is clear in my videos. They are talking about it. They tell me to put my camera down. Clear as day. This ain't no spirit box that's saying it. It is actually them speaking. And we hear it. Like there's a Austin, Jonathan, I will testify that this stuff is real.
Yeah.
There is a
I think
common
that's
theory. There's a lot of, sorry, Brian. There is a lot of talk in the paranormal community about whether or not a camera being present is something that hinders us sometimes. So I do see your point. When I did Clear Park, there was a segment where my camera wasn't working, so I just turned it off. Left on the side. We were having a break period because I don't like smoking on my investigations while I'm doing it. So I go to a different area and I sit and have a cigarette and a drink or something.
Good man.
And while I'm doing that, that's I can hear from where I've just been stuff going on. But the minute I put the cigarette down, get my camera out, and I go back, it's not dead silent when nothing's happening. Like I still caught a couple of things, but it definitely sounded like a lot more was going on when I put the camera away. So I think there is a lot of truth to maybe they are aware that we're trying to film them and stuff like that. There is
you got different types of spirits. There is tricksters. There is an actual spirit that is a trickster. There's lots of them. Matter of fact, there's thousands of them, millions, billions.
Yeah. You know what I thought? Yeah, and it's interesting. Just going off what you said, Mason, and what Lex said, I've always thought that the same thing. Like if I go into a place, or if I go, let's say, for example, the church that I was there about a month ago, they continually told me to get out throughout the whole video. And it's the evidence is clear when you guys are going to hear the get outs, because there's a lot of them. And I always thought, well, I wonder if it would be the same if I was just standing in here or sitting in here. Would they actually be telling me the same thing?
Well,
they know that I'm there to try to capture what they're saying. But if I was just there, like sitting in a chair, would it be the same thing? Would they be telling me to get out?
The thing is, there's different types of spirits, and there's also different types of spirits within people. Yeah. People have different spirits. Some are greater than others. And the spirits that's on the other side can see your aura. They know who you are spiritually. And let me tell you something. This planet is a prison planet. Okay? I don't know if y'all know anything about that or not, but a lot of us in this body is prisoners of it. We were put in it. Okay? Our memories are wiped. There is certain flashbacks that happen to let us know like there's something different about us. You know, this is biblical. Every bit of it. It's biblical, and the people need to wake up. People is losing faith. This world is growing cold every day. They need evidence that is going to wake them up, to let them know that there is something different about the other side. It's not just, there's atheists out there, and it's cool to be atheist. I'm not down in no kind of religion. I love everybody. But there is people that does not even believe. And why? Because they have been deceived so long that they have lost faith of everything. And they need that awakening spirit. They need that knowing within themselves that there is something else out there besides this life. And there is a heaven and there is a hell. It's all real.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I'm sure it's a topic that we can go on for hours about, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this, Mason. Obviously, you've been onto a lot of investigations, obviously, over your years of doing this. What has been one of your, let's say, favorite places to investigate?
That's a good question.
We only have good questions on this show, buddy.
Yeah, that's why Matt steals them.
Yeah.
Well, I did a bridge when I first started doing YouTube. Now, I'll tell you something that I did that was not filmed. How about that?
Okay.
There's this place that I lived. Me and my wife, she was pregnant with my first daughter, and it was an old military barrack. Like, it was an old hospital that they took in the wounded and fixed them up, and a lot of people died there, and I did not know it. So we was renting this little house, and it was a freaking hospital at one time. The dishes would move, shadow figures all through the house. They will knock on the walls. I mean, everything was friendly, though. We never had a bad experience until next door there's another house, and people call it the Herschel house. And the reason why they call it that is because the man that lived there was named Herschel Guy. And his best friend was named James, and they both was married. Well, Herschel fell in love with James's wife, and James fell in love with Herschel's wife, and they switched wives. Yes. And all of a sudden, a few years down the road, James starts like feeling it. Like he noticed that he still was in love with his wife. So he went over there, and, you know, they're good friends. Everybody stayed friends, but he still was loving his wife, but she didn't love him back. She loved Guy. They switched wives, you know. Well, he blew his brains out with a shotgun, walked up to the man's home, stepped in his house, and blew his brains out right in front of them all, you know. Then, like 4 weeks later, Herschel Guy died inside the house. Unmysterious, just died. So no one lived in that house ever since. And I lived next door. It had nice cabinets and stuff in there. The owner that owned the place I was renting from him. He was my landlord. And I asked him, I was like, look, man, can I go get them cabinets out of that house and install them in my kitchen? Yeah, I do it for free, you know, and I did. And when I did, whatever was in that house come to my house. I gave it the ability to leave because I tore them cabinets out and put them in my house, and bad shit started taking place in my home. My wife was pregnant, and you know what they say about pregnancy with the supernatural, it kind of like intensifies, and it does. My wife had my first daughter, and this is why we left. And then I go back to the guys because this shit's gonna blow y'all's mind. We was in bed, and the dishes started violently shaking in our kitchen, right over the that I put in. And all of a sudden, this walking was coming right to our bedroom. It was dark. My baby's bassinet was right beside me. She was in it, and this black mass. I mean, it wasn't no shadow. It was a black mass that was off the wall and the ceiling, and it had its own form. You know what I'm saying? And it hovered over there on top of my daughter. And me and my wife was petrified. I was scared, y'all. I mean, like, I'm not scared to admit it. I was terrified. I had to force my way off the bed because my body shut down. Like, I was paralyzed. And I got out of it, ran and switched the light on. And when I turned that light on, this blackness we seen it for a slight second. It morphed into nothing, like before our eyes. So I called a paranormal team called Southeastern Paranormal, and I explained my gifts to them. They were a big thing. They worked with taps. Okay.
Wow.
This was a big deal. I actually got into that group right after this. I told them about the home, what I did. They investigated my place, and we went to that one.
No.
But before that happened, me, my sister-in-law, her stepmom, and another person, it was a guy, I can't remember his name. We all went in that Herschel house and done a circle holding hands and was talking. And this thing was knocking back every time loud. And then I asked the question, if you want us to stay here and continue talking with you, could you knock once? Because once usually is yes, twice is for no. And it was doing everything, just loud and on response. Well, when I asked that question, it not once, it wanted us to stay. You can actually hear it walking through the glass on the floor because there were broken glass. This thing was actually cracking and creaking in the glass. Well, all of a sudden, my sister-in-law starts crying, and she said that she was ready to go, please. She started panicking, and all of a sudden, hell broke loose in this house. The damn light fixtures started popping one by one in the ceiling. They started blowing up. There were blue flashes of light happening all over this place. We all was seeing it. These people will get on here and testify to this. But there's no electricity to this home. All of a sudden, my sister-in-law grabs the back of my shirt. So we start running to the front door, and this black thing shot past us. You know how people put plastic down on the floor when they're painting?
Yeah.
Okay, there was this massive sheet of plastic on the floor, but there's debris. I mean, it was abandoned. There's shit everywhere. Well, all of a sudden, before we get to this door, this plastic shoots to the ceiling with this dust, like it looked like a whirlwind. And it goes to the ceiling, and it's like something was holding that plastic like that as it brought it down. But before it brought it down, it spread it out in front of that door where me and my sister-in-law could not leave.
Wow. Wow. Sounds like we need to have a TV show or a movie with Mason and all his experiences. And maybe you should, you know what I'm starting to think? Maybe you should write a book.
I thought about that. But see, I'm just going to be truthful. I'm not a good speller. And I'm not a real good reader. I do read, but I'm not real good at it.
Well, that's why they have what's called ghost writers.
Oh, really?
Somebody will actually, you tell them what you want to portray in your story or your book, and they will write it down for you. You just got to find one that will do it. I'm sure you'll have lots of people that would be really, really interested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the next question because Lex loves the last question. And I always like to see how he's going to ask it because it always seems to be different every single week. So
yeah, beat that, Matt. I'm not bitter at all. I'm glad you're using it, Matt. It's quite cool. We inspired you.
And I believe Matt is going to be, he said he was going to be watching the show today. So, he's probably in the background going, no, I didn't take it. Yeah.
I'll find out when we go on the show.
You did.
Show.
They probably in the background saying that dude up there, MJC, is pretty crazy, man.
So this question we ask is, and to be honest, this question I'm going to ask you is already sounds like that what you just told us was pretty scary. So my question to you is, what's been one of your scariest moments or one of your scariest places to investigate, and why?
That was pretty bad. I actually cried. I could not believe what I seen that day. That was the worst poltergeist activity I've ever experienced, and the people that actually went there got a lot of it on video. So it is on the internet, a lot of what I'm saying. But I went to this bridge. It's called the Warriors Bridge in Georgia. I didn't live far from it. At the time, I lived probably about 45 minutes from it. So I wanted to get in a lot of alone challenges because I love going in these haunted places by myself in darkness.
And you know that's not safe.
It's not safe, but I'm a paranormal investigator, and sometimes you got to take that extra step to get evidence, to get something that no one else is going to get because they're not willing to do what I'm doing. Those that are willing to step out of their box and don't be, I mean, you're going to get scared, but you got to be a man or a woman and walk through that stuff because people's been doing it for thousands of years and no one's died that I know of. It could have, they could have died. I don't know. But anyway, I walked through it. Yes, I may be a little scared, but I tuck my tail between my legs and I be a man and I walk through it and I get the evidence that I get. But now I went to this bridge. It's called the Warriors Bridge. And the story to this bridge is a man 2 years prior to that chopped up women and put them in bags and threw them off on that bridge. He got busted. This is real. Yeah, he hacked them up, and I guess there's alligators down there. So I guess he thought that the gators would eat it and they would never be known about again. Well, they actually found remains and caught him. But anyway, when I was little, a little boy also jumped off of this bridge and landed into a moccasin bed. And them snakes killed that youngin instantly. I mean, they just all latched on him and he was done. Well, people have seen that little boy on that bridge. And so I went there by myself. I walked this bridge. It's never been done before that I know of. And I did it, and he spoke to me. There were a lot of things going on, and I ran into something demonic on that bridge. And that's the only time I've ever ran. It actually slapped my big light off of my camera and hit my face. I mean, it was speaking and saying that it was evil. But the little boy did say hi. He was right behind me. I mean, he was like right here. And it's just clear. But whatever evil was there was manipulating my camera. My camera was glitching. It looked like there was cuts, but it wasn't. It was kind of like a loop type thing was going on with my camera. I've never had that happen before. And I did run and I almost cried. It scared the shit out of me, y'all.
Wow. I will say that what I said before this question, that you should write a book. Dude, you are definitely a storyteller.
If you didn't do books, if you could find an animator to make sure animated reconstructions of these events while you narrate them, that would be something quite cool. So you can see it happening.
Yeah.
All they got to do is watch my videos.
Yeah. And they're good. They're good. I've watched.
If they watch the videos, they can get a notepad and a pencil and just write word for word my experience down.
I am going to be on you. I'm going to be on this. Okay, well, let me put it this way. I'm going to make sure that I'm telling you all the time, dude, this is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be doing. You need to be telling stories. You need to write these into books because you are definitely a storyteller. You just need to get somebody sitting right beside you, writing down these stories and the way it should be written. Dude, you'd make a fortune, man, because you are definitely a storyteller. And it's been wild. It's been really, really wild learning more about you. But before we say goodbye, we get to the final question that Lex is going to ask you. And drum roll, please.
And none of you knew that we actually have a special guest on to ask this question today. It's Matt from the other show. Matt, you flew here. Oh, he got shot. Sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm English.
We're gonna hear this on the 19th, right? I want to let everybody know now that I was on Matt's show the other day on Wednesday, and it was a great show, really, really good show. And so there's going to be a part 2. It's going to be on January 19th. Me and Lex will be on Matt's show. talking about Through the Lens. So I'm telling you now, if Matt hears this, and I'm sure he's going to, we are going to be having a very serious talk on that show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're
Anyways,
joking.
go ahead, Lex.
I just Googled it. You can't copyright a question, apparently. So I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, but there is a small mascot. So we'll get my ghost here to ask it for us. So if this little purple fella behind here went into
I like that. That is freaking awesome. What
Thank
is
you
that?
very
A
much.
pillow?
Yeah, it's one of my pillows. Yeah.
That is sweet, man.
Yeah, little decor. So if he flew into a bank, every bank, and took all the money in the world, siphoned it through all these different shops to clean the money, and then he gave it to me, and I put it in a little envelope, dressed up as chicken, and then I sent it to you, and you could use that money to go anywhere in the world to investigate a location, where would you go?
I will go to Israel. Actually, that will happen, but there's something that I've been wanting to do for many years and go on the mountain that Christ was crucified and do a session and see what happens.
That's a
Wow.
very interesting answer. That is
That's-
definitely one we've never heard before.
No, that's very cool. But as we've all discovered during this hour with Mason, we've discovered a lot of things, and we've discovered a lot of great things, and where his mind is, and what kind of person he is, and the abilities that he has. And I'm telling you, people, right now, you got to go watch his videos. The links are below to a lot of his social medias. He is on Parapost, so you can go follow him on Parapost. But go over and give him a subscribe on YouTube. This guy's great. His videos are great. Some of the evidence that he's captured in a lot of those videos have been pretty amazing. And, this is Mason Callahan from North Carolina, MJC Paranormal. And I want to thank you for bringing on today's show. It's really been an experience, and it's really been, you're definitely one of our more interesting guests that we've had on the show. That's really been able to shed light on the kind of person they are and who you are. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing to have you on today. And I look forward as we go along here in the next year, me and you getting to know each other a lot more. And obviously you knowing Lex now, but I'm definitely going to be coming up to North Carolina, because it's only about 11 hours.
Big surprise, man.
It's only about an 11-hour drive, 10-hour drive. And I'm definitely going to get up there, and hopefully we don't get shut down again. It looks like we're going to in January. So hopefully not. And it looks like Lex is going to get shut down again in sometime in January, maybe. Let's hope not. Let's hope we get past this and we can do what we want to do, because I definitely want to investigate with you. Because can you imagine us investigating together?
I think
Nathan?
magic
I
would
think
happen.
I think it'd be pretty wild.
We would get something pretty incredible. And let me just bring this up. You may live 11 hours away, but when my company goes through a shutdown, that's going to give me the ability to travel, and that's when I'm going to be doing my travels. So I will get up with you also,
I'd love to take you to Blue Ghost Tunnel.
Okay.
I'd love to take you to the Streaming Tunnel, and I'd love to take you to this church. And I know when Lex gets up here, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. But there's one place that I both want to take you to that I find is absolutely incredible, and that's Sewell's Bridge. Sewell's Bridge is an amazing place, and it's not on top of the bridge; it's underneath the bridge where all the action happens. But anyways, I want to say my goodbyes. Mason, we'll definitely be talking probably, I'm not saying, we'll be talking down the road for sure.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I really appreciate you being on today's show and telling us about yourself and telling us about your experiences. It's been really awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate it. It's an honor being on your show. I appreciated the opportunity, and y'all both seem really awesome people. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And just to extend that thanks even more, was lost my words there. To extend that thanks even more, is thank you for being so open about everything that you've spoken about. And I know that to some people it comes across as maybe too much for what they want to believe in. But one thing I like is the honesty we do on this show, and you're very open about how you're perceiving things and how you believe things. So I just want to thank you for your honesty in the answers. I think
this is the first time I've actually said that on a live. So this is something that I'm just not out there talking about and trying to get famous off of. It's very personal to me. I don't say this stuff to just anybody.
Yeah, which is, it makes it, thank you very much. It makes it even more of a big deal. But so I want to say thank you for that. It's definitely been one of one of our more interesting shows that we've done. It's definitely been a very, very good episode. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the replay to listen to what you've said again and take some notes down for what you said. So, because it's just mind blowing. So, but I definitely want to see you back on this show in the future. Maybe the late end of next year, and see how much more you've caught and see where you are in the following year. But it would definitely be great to have you on again in the future. And I just want to say thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day. We'll talk soon, Mason. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That
was really, really cool, and sorry for taking you off, Mason. I didn't mean to do that. So I cut you off there kind of. I apologize. But no, it's been wild. It's been a great show. And
it was
it's funny.
It was a very different approach to the show. Like the answers were so much more out there than I was expecting. And I loved it. I thought that it was definitely a very different take on the same questions we've asked for 40 episodes almost.
Yeah. I think in the new year, we'll probably have to come up with some different questions.
Oh, yeah. We'll rework a few. I think, like the bag of money question, I'll change it to another cool one next year.
That was a little crazy today.
It had to be. Because it was a callback to when I was eating chips out of a burger bag.
It had to be. It had to be.
Yeah. So I am working on another cool question for next year's one, though. Don't worry, there'll be another one.
I like what was really funny about that? Your seriousness. Like it had to be. It had to be different.
Had to be. No. I'm trying to remember what I said. I think I said that my ghost robbed banks. I cleaned it through various businesses.
Chickens. It was
dressed up, put it in an envelope disguised as chicken, and then sent it out.
Oh my god! I don't know. I have no idea where you were going with that. It almost sounded like, oh god.
Do you know what? I didn't know where I was going with it.
And that's what I was gonna say. It almost sounded like you got lost in the middle of it, and you were adding stuff.
Oh yeah, chicken definitely got pulled out of my ass. I have no idea where I pulled chicken from.
That was hilarious. Anyways, guys, this has been definitely an interesting show, and like you said it in a great way, because it was stuff that nobody really talks about, to be honest. And I'm glad he was so open about who he is as a person and where he comes from. And I'm telling you, and I was speaking the truth. He's a storyteller.
Yeah, he's
definitely a storyteller.
I could sit and listen to I could watch all his videos, and then he could then tell me what happened in each video again, and I would sit there and listen to every single one, because it's just so interesting when he's telling it. And I think I think what you're right is about doing a book format, because video is seen from a certain perspective when you watch a video.
Yeah.
So to hear it being said to you in that manner, or you read it in that manner, maybe a lot of it can sink in. You'll fill in those gaps. But yeah, it was definitely a storyteller.
And you can tell I was waiting for it. I don't know if it was going to happen on this show, but I've seen him on other shows and talking, when he's been on Matt's shows. I've been waiting for him to say it, and he said it today. That tells you how Southern he is. He said gators.
Yeah, yes, he did. I got it.
I've been waiting for him to say it. He finally said say it, because we all say alligator, right? But Southern people say gators. And I was just, reminds me of that show.
That's because Ali is a really hard thing to pronounce in a Southern accent. That's why my name's called Lex. It makes it easier for everybody to say it because Alex is too difficult. I'm kidding,
Wow.
obviously.
Yeah, I know you're kidding. So again, we didn't say it enough today. We're saying it for the first time. If you can, and if you're watching through YouTube or you're watching the replays, just go over to our channel and hit that subscribe button. And if you can, hit that bell. And give us your thought about this show and what you thought about Mason as well. Because I'm definitely interested to see what you have to say about it. Even through Facebook today, hopefully people will comment on this video and also go over and hit those links down below or go on over. Hit those links below for Mason. Go give him a follow on all his social media and his YouTube because he's got some great videos. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say my goodbyes, and I want everybody to have a great day and a great week. Okay.
No, see you all. Are we doing one next week? Because it's Boxing Day next week, isn't it? Are we doing one?
I think I don't think we'll do next. Well, no, I don't think we'll do one next week. I think we'll come back in the new year.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
But until then, everyone enjoy your Christmases, regardless if you get shut down again. Enjoy your Christmases and your New Year's. And let's just ease into 2022, shall we? No one call it your year. We're easing into this one, all right? We're not jinxing it. Yeah. We're tiptoeing into it. But have a good one, everybody.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas to everyone. We'll see you in the new year.